Today on Community Cooking, we have guest chef Lisa Worth in the kitchen, and on the menu, we're giving you a taste of the Hawaiian Islands, starting with a refreshing tropical smoothie to a popular dessert called Haupia. And best of all, we're gonna do the huli huli. We're cooking with some of the best chefs right here in our own community. So grab a seat, get comfortable, and be prepared for an awesome menu in under 30 minutes. This is your Community Cooking. Hello and welcome to Community Cooking. I'm your host, Kirk Leins. In our kitchen today is home chef and food writer Lisa Worth. Hey, Lisa.
Hi, thank you so much for having me, Kirk.
You're very welcome. What do you think of the new place?
I'm like in love with it. It's
right?
Beautiful, and I am so excited to cook here.
Well, that's what we're going to do. Now, you have a very Hawaiian-inspired menu for us today. We've got the tropical smoothie, the dessert, the haupia, and the huli huli chicken.
Yes.
First up, we are going to make our smoothie.
Yes.
Okay, can you tell us about the ingredients?
Of course. First, we have a banana, and so what I like to do is I like to go to the farmer's market. The Torrance farmer's market actually is where I got these ones from, but you can go to any local farmer's market near you.
Okay.
And I always like to do fresh fruit. So I'll take the bananas, peel them, cut them up, put them in the freezer. Same with the tangerines, and then also with the pineapple.
Okay.
So once it's frozen, I got 1/4 cup here of pineapple, 1 of tangerines, and then
a
whole banana.
And now this is something that you could probably do like in one day and like put, like if you were doing this in the morning
100%.
for breakfast,
prep it and
prep
then
it like on a Sunday for 5
Yes.
days, and you've got your smoothie ready to go.
Yes.
Because you want it to be icy because that's what's going to make it like a cold smoothie.
exactly.
Awesome.
Okay.
Great.
So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna go ahead and pop it in the blender here
Okay.
and get it all in. And then we're gonna do 1 scoop of ice cream, vanilla ice cream. You can do whatever you like. The fun thing about smoothies is you make it your own. And
So because this is frozen, we could totally go with like Greek yogurt.
100%.
Oh, okay. So I love the Greek yogurt.
Yes.
That's for me is like that tang in the Greek yogurt. But you know what? I'll go dessert. I'll go dessert on you.
And then we're gonna do 1 cup of almond milk, unsweetened.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
Now
that's important.
You can
right?
do regular milk. You can do whatever your preference is. This is just mine. So we're
Okay.
gonna do 1 cup of that. And then we're also gonna do 1 cup pineapple orange juice. That's my favorite. It gives it that nice tangy flavor.
This is what makes it tropical.
Yes, 100%.
Right on.
Okay, so we're gonna do the same thing.
No worries.
Pour it on in. Then we're gonna blend it up.
Okay, so we're going to be hitting that blender.
Super simple, super fun. I grew up having these with my dad over on the islands all the time, and so this is one of my favorite things to do with them. Is takes me back and makes me just want to get on the plane and head over there. But this is fun here and enjoyable, definitely in the summers too. So we'll get this started. All right. Are you ready for this?
I am ready.
Okay.
I think it's that combination of pineapple and coconut for me, which is what makes it so like, when I smell that, I think I'm in Hawaii.
Exactly. Everybody's got their own little
You know?
thing. And this one takes me there. So I feel like you got to find your little niche where it takes you to your happy place. And this is mine. So I'm excited for you to try this.
Well, I'm going to give it a sip right now.
And then another option is, too, for a more adult-friendly drink.
Oh, that's delicious.
Great, right?
That's so good. Yeah, that's like morning in Hawaii.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So if you want to make this more adult-friendly, you're going to add 1 shot of rum.
Beautiful.
And that's it.
Beautiful. I love that.
And so you got your party drink and your kid-friendly drink,
Right,
and enjoy them both.
You did rum, but I'm sure you could also do any sort of clear liquor. You could do
Correct.
vodka, even like a
Correct.
clear tequila would
And
be
I did a
nice.
coconut rum, so it's a little bit special, a little bit different.
And
So
now
you
we-
got that flavor that you're talking about.
You're giving me the Hawaii that I so desire and so need.
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
So?
This is awesome. This is absolutely delicious. I'm going to sip on this throughout the show.
Awesome.
I'm going to move this over here, and we're going to get to our Haupia, correct?
Yes.
Did I get that right?
Yes, you did, and that is a fun dish. So what we have here is we have 1/2 cup of sugar, 2/3 cups of cornstarch, and then you also have a 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla extract. Right here I have some milk that is actually going to go in with this mixture, And we're actually going to put the coconut milk, which is 1 can. Make sure you don't use a low-fat variety.
Gotta use the full fat.
You got to use the full fat. So
Well, before we go any further, I don't mean to interrupt you, but
No, of
I'm sure
course.
there are people out there that are saying, Haupia, what is that?
Yes, that's a great question. It's actually a coconut dessert, and a lot of people consider it like a custard or a gelatin, but they consider it a pudding. So this is actually a staple in the Hawaiian, cuisine.
Right, you got the cornstarch in there, so it really is more of a pudding.
It
than
is, and it's got a
custard. It
real
doesn't have
fun
any eggs.
texture.
Doesn't have any eggs in it.
No, no. So it's a fun dish, and you're actually going to find them at luau's. So when you go to a luau, you're going to see these
Right.
little white squares, and you're going to be like, what is that? Well, now you're going to know.
Lisa Ward told me all about it.
And it's also popular for weddings over there. So if you go to a Hawaiian wedding, you will see this as a cake topper.
I like this too because it's a pretty simple preparation, and
Super
we can
simple.
always use simple desserts
Yes.
because you can really knock this out quick.
Yes.
All right, so let's get started.
Okay, so what we're going to do is we'll come over here. We're going to get this started first and heat this up.
Okay.
And I'm going to give you the whisk, and then we will get things going. So
Okay.
I will have you whisk these ingredients together right here. First, we're going to do the 1 cup of milk.
Okay, this is just regular whole milk.
Yes.
Okay.
And then we're going to go ahead and do the 1/2 cup of sugar.
Some sugar.
Everybody loves the sugar.
Oh, well, you got to make it sweet. Otherwise it's not dessert.
We got our
Cornstarch.
cornstarch.
No, that's okay.
Gotcha.
It wouldn't be the first time I've been splashed on this show. All right, and the vanilla.
Yes.
Which is important as well because we want to give it that sort of.
Now, this is a very traditional take on this recipe. So I kept it very traditional because I feel like that brings out the truth in the culture.
I got to tell you something. I'm good with that. And you know why? It's traditional for a reason.
Yes.
It's traditional because it's awesome that way.
Yes.
Otherwise there'd be another version or there'd be 10 other versions.
And
of it.
there is. There's a lot of unique recipes, but this one keeps it as close to as the one that you're going to have at the luau.
And if someone wants to be creative and take this to, put their own design on it, that's
Yeah.
fine, but learn how to make it the right way first.
Exactly.
Cool.
Respect
All right.
the first one. So, okay,
That's
we're
right.
going to go ahead and we're going to heat this up, and this is the coconut milk.
And once again, full fat. And is that sweetened or unsweetened?
This is sweetened, and
Okay.
it's 1 can.
So we've got the sugar that's in here, and then we've got the
Yes.
sweetened. Because once again, there's so many different coconut products on the market. And I think we are nice and incorporated here.
And what I'm going to do real quick is I'm going to go ahead. You can also use spray oil. I'm just going to dab this and just get the sides going.
This is how we're going to mold this.
Yes.
And in order to get it out
This'll
without ripping it.
Yeah, it'll just pop it out nice and easy. So it's always just something nice to do so you don't have any problems.
Okay.
It actually lifts out pretty easy, you'll see.
Okay.
Okay, and so that's it for that. Now, while this is heating up, we'll get this going. We're going to bring this over here.
All right.
And this is where the fun part becomes. You want it to have a nice, smooth texture. It's almost going to look like a frosting, in my opinion, once it starts folding in.
Okay.
So once this starts to get a little warm here, you'll start to notice.
I like that you're describing it that way because a lot of times you see people make recipes or they're just kind of running you through the steps, but to know what to look for.
Yes.
So and I think that's a great visual. So to look like a nice creamy frosting before
Yes.
it sets up.
And it takes some time, so you don't want to rush it. You also don't want to have this too hot. You do want to get a nice little simmer going. The hotter it is, the faster it's going to start turning on you.
Right.
So if it's your first time, take your time with it, Start the heat slower and then work it in. I'm going to go ahead and start putting this in. And we're just going to start folding it right after we get it in.
Okay.
So now this just takes a minute, and you'll start to see it picking up on the sides.
Right.
You just got to constantly be,
that cornstarch is not going to do its thing until it starts coming up to temp.
Yes. I know a lot of people who have fun with this dish, and they do like a pie crust. That's been the newest thing I've been seeing. They'll make a pie crust and place it on top.
That sounds
and kind of
delicious. Yeah, right? Okay, so pre-bake off a pie crust.
Yes.
Make your haupia, pour it in, let it set up in the fridge. That's a nice idea. I like that because it's just basically like a pudding pie.
Yes. And if you can see, we're starting to get that pickup.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So sometimes, every burner is different. So you just got to, like I said, you really have to baby it because.
Well, you are breaking this one in. So you let me know how this burner does.
Oh, it's doing great. I'm super excited how this is going to turn out.
Okay, good.
And once this starts to really get going, you're going to start seeing the change really quick. I don't know if I told you this, but this dish actually has been around since the 1930s.
Really?
Yes, which is amazing when you think about how long, they've been doing this.
So what brought this about? Was it just we need a pudding that tastes like coconut, or is there anything special? Is it?
You know what? They don't have much on who did it. It was more so for a luau is how it started, and then it was a celebration dessert that they used, and now it's just become known as one of the most popular Hawaiian desserts.
And look at that come together.
Now look, and this is how you know when it starts getting that
Frosting-y mashed potato-y
and you see
thing.
how it's like forming all together.
That is awesome.
This is what you want, and it's not really as sticky as you would think. I mean, it just comes together really nice, and then you're gonna pop it in the bowl.
And I would imagine that nonstick pan is really crucial for this.
Yes.
Because otherwise, that's going to be a mess, right?
You see how that just flops right in.
Yeah.
I mean, this dish is super easy, super simple.
It almost looks like a kid's toy or something. Those things that you throw up
does.
against the wall, it sticks. Wow. Now, do you have to work fast here, or is this going to?
So we're going to let this sit for about 15 minutes.
That's all it takes.
Actually, it doesn't take 15 minutes. You let it sit and cool down for about 15 minutes, place it in the fridge, and then after that, you're going to go ahead and let it chill for about 2 hours. You can also let it chill for 24 hours, but it will be ready in 2 hours.
So a minimum of 2 hours,
Minimum.
so that you don't want to be eating warm haupia.
No.
Okay. All right, so should I get this into the fridge?
Yes, let's
Beautiful.
get this in the fridge.
All right. That is awesome. I love that. That came together so fast.
Yeah, fun, super simple, great dessert.
Right.
Everybody loves it. It's a party hit.
We're going to take a break, and on the other side, we're going to make our entree, the huli huli chicken, which I'm sure has an awesome story with it.
An amazing story, which I am so excited to share with you.
Okay, well, I am excited to eat this because it sounds amazing. So we will see you in 60 seconds. Welcome back to Community Cooking. If you're just joining us, I'm here with Lisa Worth, and she is taking us on a tour of Hawaii. Now, you've already made for us the tropical smoothie, which was very delicious. We've got the haupia, the dessert, that is setting up in the fridge.
Yes.
And now you're going to make the entree, the huli huli chicken.
Yes.
Okay, so tell us about the ingredients here.
Okay, well, first we're going to start with a marinade for this dish.
Okay.
And we're actually going to start off with a teaspoon of red pepper flakes and of pepper.
Okay.
And then we are going to go to a half a cup of ketchup,
Okay.
half a cup of brown sugar, and a half a cup of soy.
Great.
Okay.
Now I also see ginger and garlic sitting in
Yes.
front of me, like it's saying, "Hey, Kirk,
Cut me, cut me. Yeah.
I knew I wasn't getting out of this unscathed. Okay, how much of this do you
So
want?
we're actually going to use the whole thing. So-
Wow. Okay, so for those of you at home, that's a pretty good-sized piece of ginger, and we're looking at
About 4 garlic cloves.
4 very large garlic cloves.
Yes.
Okay, so while I do this, why don't you take us
Okay.
through what you're going to do?
I'm going to get us started over here.
Okay.
And get this going. All right, we're going to do the soy first.
Oh, so you're actually going to do? Are we heating this?
We are. So
No,
you can do it 2 different ways.
You called it a marinade, but is it actually a marinade, or is it more of like? I mean, are we marinating this, letting it sit in here for a while, or what?
I mean, I'm going to let it simmer for about 5 minutes, and that's how I like to do it. You could put it in the fridge, let it sit overnight, and get those flavors. I personally just, I like the flavors that it gets this way.
Okay, but I mean, in terms of the chicken, does the chicken sit in there like that?
No.
No.
So we're
okay.
going to actually brush it on the chicken. And the nice thing about this dish is it's still super easy, fun for guests. You could prep it the night before if you want to. You don't have to, wait and do all this. You can get it pre-done.
Okay, and I would imagine that with our haupia, there are, you know, a myriad of variations that you could do to it. There's probably stuff you could do here. Change vegetables, add this or that to the marinade.
You can have fun with this recipe and kind of find what you like about it. And this is this particular one. This is what I like about this recipe. It's sweet but yet zesty, and you'll see what I'm talking about when you get to try it.
Well, we definitely have a good amount of ginger in here, so that is going to bring some zest. That is for sure.
And we're going to do 1 tablespoon of rice vinegar in the marinade.
Oh, nice. Okay.
And then we're also going to do 1 of Worcestershire sauce.
Okay, so we got sort of a sweet and sour thing going on here.
And then also of toasted sesame oil.
Nice.
1.
Nice. Lots of ginger here.
Lots of ginger, and the ginger really gives it that flavor, and you'll see what I'm talking about. So the exciting thing about this dish is that it's kind of famous, and the reason it's a famous dish is because a gentleman who actually recently passed away, his name was Ernest, he's actually the creator of this dish. Not necessarily this particular recipe, but he's the person who started the version of what they call huli huli.
That's a pretty cool claim to fame.
Like, it is.
For, you know?
So back in 1955, he used to have farmers on his properties on the island, and he decided to make them what he considered a teriyaki chicken dish. And it came from his mom's recipe, and he kind of perfected it over time.
Okay.
And then he made it for the farmers, and they fell in love with it. And it started becoming a word of mouth, you know, like, oh my goodness, you have to try this dish. And he started making it for schools eventually. He started doing fundraisers. And the coolest thing is he ended up in the Guinness World Record book for the biggest barbecue ever of making this dish. Over 47,000 chickens. I mean, that's a lot of chickens in one day if you ask me.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
And the reason they call it huli, which in Hawaiian means turn.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, does this have any relation to the hula? I imagine it would.
But it sounds like it does. Actually, he used to have 2 grills. And on each grill, he would have the whole chicken. And he would take the chicken, and every time he would flip it to the other grill, he'd go huli. So you'd hear him go huli, huli, and all the kids would start calling it huli, huli. And that's kind of how it got its name. It was just by chance. It wasn't.
Right on.
Yeah.
All right.
So kind of a cool.
So it has a little history to it, but that's kind of cool to you know, create this iconic dish.
Yes, that is.
And then to turn it into something where, you know, use it as a fundraiser for people. And
exactly.
Is this one of those dishes too where maybe like every single Hawaiian person makes this differently than everyone else? Like kind of like a marinara sauce or a chili?
Yeah, it's their spaghetti to us.
Right. Where, you know, everyone's recipe is a touch different.
And I can go ahead and take this from you. That's perfect.
Is that good? Like this?
Yes.
Doesn't have to be any finer.
No.
Okay.
I'll go ahead and take it and get it started.
Beautiful.
We can get started on the skewers.
Okay.
And we'll start prepping those while this is marinating.
And what are we looking about? Like inch and a half squares?
Yes, exactly.
Right.
We're just
so something that's going to fit on a skewer.
And it just depends on what size of skewer you have.
You got these cool bamboo skewers here.
I love those. They're super fun.
Yeah, right? I know, very decorative, very nice. Break those out for company.
Now, you can do any kind of pineapple you like. I personally just had leftover pineapple, so I wanted to use it. I'm all about using as many ingredients as I can. And then also with these, we're not going to like keep the whole thing. We'll cut the tops off. But we're going to put them on the skewers and make them nice and fun.
I mean, this is another dish, very, very weeknight friendly, correct?
Yeah, this is also fun for like a date night. I mean, you could bring someone over and have fun and teach them like a fun recipe.
You know how I'm billing that? I'm billing that as like, I'm taking you to Hawaii.
Yes, and that's like way more romantic than taking me out. I'm gonna be like, okay. It's
not a lie.
You got skill in the kitchen and I'm impressed.
I'm gonna sell it as I'm taking you to Hawaii, like top to bottom. We've got our adult smoothies. We've got
you could even show up in a grass skirt. Like that would just make my day.
All right, let's get these guys skewered.
Yeah, that'll work.
I think so. There we go.
Okay.
All right, we'll start with
I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna put these on your board because I'm gonna get the chicken going then.
Okay.
And then I will have you start as I'm cutting the chicken and we'll piece it together here.
We've got our mise en place, our Hawaiian mise en place.
I'll give you my fun little guys.
Thanks. We don't need these anymore though, right?
No.
Okay.
I'm good with those.
Okay, so chicken.
So we're going to take the chicken, and I did strips of chicken. You also can do breasts. The reason I did the strips is just because then I'm not cutting so many times. It's just, over and easy. So I just like to cut little squares.
Just chunks.
Yeah, because I'm doing such a small, skewer, it just makes sense not to do huge ones. You can also do, if you have a longer one or bigger ones, or you're doing it on a grill, I would recommend, bigger pieces. You could also just take this piece of chicken and do the chicken by itself.
I was going to say, with these are tenders here, and you could almost do like
you just stick them through, and
why not? Right.
Okay, so I'll let you get started. So what I normally do is I start with either a pepper, it doesn't matter, but I like to have this just in case the chicken decides to go somewhere.
Okay.
And then I like to do the chicken, have fun with it. Make it your own.
Right.
Because then they're going to be exciting.
Go a little crazy. Well, and also, too, I like the idea of flavor being on either side of the chicken.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, have some, how you did it there with the pineapple next to the chicken and the onion.
I love it with the pineapple. I feel like the pineapple, like when it's all together.
That's so cool.
It's delish.
And you know what? Who doesn't love food on a stick?
Everybody does.
It's pretty awesome, right?
And you can make this super kid-friendly too. Like if you have kids at home who, want something
Totally.
different, you can make it your own, which is
nice.
nice.
My kids would eat this.
Yeah.
They would eat that.
They would love it.
Mm-hmm.
See, then you can't go wrong.
Yep, they would absolutely eat this.
So we're just gonna make a few of these, and then we'll start popping them on once we get them going.
And so then you end in veg?
I do, because I want to hold it in place.
Okay.
So I normally do a couple pieces of chicken, like 3 pieces of chicken on each one, but I go all the way to the top.
Okay, I'm gonna finish stirring these up. Why don't we get these on the grill here?
All right, I'll get them started while you
Moving
do
along,
that.
you know what, my mouth is actually watering.
Okay, I'm ready.
It's watering.
We're ready here.
Okay.
So we'll get them going, and then I'm gonna start brushing on the marinade.
We've only got 1 or 2 more skewers here that we need to do anyway.
Awesome.
Okay, there's that.
I'm gonna take this.
So now that marinade just gets brushed on.
Yes, I like to brush it on.
That's kind of nice because, once again, what makes it weeknight friendly, since they're not marinating in that, you're not burning that time, like sitting around waiting a couple hours for meat to marinate or something.
No. And the nice thing is I feel like when you cook it, you kind of get a little bit more flavors out of it. And I just keep coating this. So I do turn the chicken. So I houlis the chicken.
You houlis it, okay.
And I say it when I do it. I think that makes it fun.
Do you really do that?
Yes, I do. I mean, it's part of the dish. I feel like you have to. So I'm going to make you do it.
I'm going to hold you to that.
We're going to be hula-hooling.
Hula-y.
I just really think the grass skirt would top it off.
You know what? I'll do it. I've been told I have great calves.
Okay, I'm gonna get this going a little bit more, and we're gonna get ready to huli it here in just a minute.
Okay.
Can you smell it?
Yeah, I can actually. I was just about to say that. It smells so good. It smells really, really good.
It has a very unique smell, and all the flavors come out just in the smell alone.
Yeah, that's gonna be tasty. Okay, we got a couple more here. I don't know if you have room in that pan or not. I'm gonna finish up this one.
I will make some room.
Yeah, right. Because I don't think that.
That's the other thing. You can do this on a grill too. Have a little bit more room, and you can also use flavored smoked wood.
Ooh.
That's another big thing. A lot of people like to try it with.
Very good. Well, listen, I'm going to finish skewering these. We're going to finish cooking that. We're going to take a little break.
Okay.
And on the other side, we're going to chow down.
I am so excited for that.
Okay, you're not going to want to miss this. So be sure to stay right here with Community Cooking. We'll see you in a bit. Aloha and welcome back to Community Cooking. If you're just joining us, I'm with Lisa Worth, who has taken us on a tour of Hawaii, and I have to tell you, our brand new kitchen has been broken in properly because it smells amazing.
It does. My mouth is watering.
Yeah, right?
I'm excited.
All right, so this is our huli huli chicken that we made.
Yes.
And it smells so good. I'm gonna try it.
Let's do it.
May I, please?
Yes.
All right, here we go. Huli huli, that's good. Oh my.
You better start turning.
Oh my. You know what? That is what teriyaki should taste like.
It's definitely a take on a teriyaki dish.
It's not too salty. It's not too sweet. I've got the garlic. I've got the ginger. A little bit of the heat from the crushed red. That is awesome. And was so easy to do. And just delicious. Okay, highly recommend.
Okay.
All right. Now, we have to turn this out, I take it?
Yes, yes. Okay, we're going to go ahead and we're just going to cut it.
Oh, we're going to cut it first. Oh, look at that. It's going to come out no problem.
Yeah.
I thought maybe you'd have to like...
No, it
No,
pops
you're
right out. If
good.
anything, you're going to have a problem keeping it in the pan.
Yeah, look at that.
It like just slides right out. It's super easy. That's also, that helps spraying the pan or, oiling the pan prior.
Mm-hmm.
I'll place a couple on here.
But ma'am, look how nicely they cut. That can really be presented nicely.
These are super fun, and I'm so excited to have you try one here in a minute.
Probably even cut these out with like small cookie cutters and make like specific shapes, right?
You could have so much fun
Right?
with these.
Yeah.
Such an easy, fast, fun dish. And then I also toasted some coconut.
One of my favorite
You
things.
can put anything you want on it. I personally think this is one of my favorites, and so I'm gonna just top that.
Okay.
And then you have fun. You take one, pick it up, and eat it almost like a brownie.
Right.
And that is how they do it. Creamy.
Really good. That's really good.
Very unique. Now mine's a little bit thicker. I like them thicker. You can do a thinner pan. You can do it however you like.
I like. I like. This is really, really good, Lisa. You know what? Great job. Great job. I loved everything you made today, and I highly suggest you all try these at home because these are some really great farmers markets recipes.
Amazing. And you
Yeah.
can get everything there.
Thank you so much for being here.
You're welcome. Thank you so much for having me. I love this kitchen, and I can't wait to be back.
You will be. On behalf of myself, the crew, and Lisa, thank you so much for joining us. Just a great job. Really, really great job. And remember, we really do have the best local chefs right here on our show. So we'll see you next time on Community Cooking. Good job. Good job. I'll hold that.
If you'd like a copy of the recipes seen on this show, send us a self-addressed stamped envelope to the Office of Cable and Community Relations. That's 3350 Civic Center Drive, Suite 200, in Torrance, California, 90503. Be sure to note the show number displayed on the screen. And don't forget, you can find all the fresh ingredients used on today's show at the Farmers Market. Visit the one here in Torrance at Wilson Park. That's located at 2200 Crenshaw Boulevard. They're open every Tuesday and Saturday from 8 a.m. until 1 p.m., rain or shine. And if you'd like to be a guest on our show, email us at communitycooking@torranceca.gov and check us out online at youtube.com/TorranceCitiCABLE and like us on Facebook at Community Cooking TV.